down and away as he needed to find a way away from Glaive as well as the utility. We know how well Astralis used that on Banana. First full gun round for them to try and get back into this half. It was a 9-6 score to start off round 16. Glaive trades out, flush it down. Olympics as well. Glaive's comfortable, at least for now, to stay on top of Banana. You can see our map expanding to show the fact that the rotation is in effect for dupreeh. He wants to help his teammate, rightfully so. His noble leader, captain, his captain.
Exactly.
It's a refresh. Quiet game from him. We said it, 3 kills only. It's been his slowest game so far of this event. If he steps up now and gets Cloud9 into the final, what a remarkable story that would be. He's got the first one, device down. That's an entry point. Knows the smoke was thrown from the railing, but wasn't quite close enough to capitalize before Magisk's gun was back at the ready. That nade in between them all. No damage, but still finds Rush.
We know how good Magisk is in this apartment position. He's finding multiple frags, bringing it back in their favor time and time again. Holds at the broken wall at this point. It looks like he's got full control. He still is finding kills. They can't shut him down. I don't think anyone can at this point. Kiyoshima will get the shot, but it's all too late. 30 seconds on the clock. They knew exactly where he was. Well brought back there, especially from Magisk, as it was refreshing with that lovely shot. Nice controlled spray towards the bomb side there. Opened things up, and as you mentioned, he got the information as to where Magisk was placed, but that smart angle, sitting on the other side of the railings there, just shooting under the smoke. They had no idea. He manages to get 3 in total. That's the kill I was referencing. But this point is where it all turned on his head. 3 versus 3, and they don't even know where he's gone to. They're trying to focus on the bomb site, and he just gets everyone.
And that's the key thing. Refresh, after finding that kill, he saw the smoke already come in from the railing, but maybe presumed that Magisk had already dropped down because he was looking to the bomb site on entry rather than that position. Just to confirm, there seems to be a few people still confused in chat. Head-to-head is more important than round difference in a two-way tie. Na'Vi beat Cloud9 in round 3. If Cloud9 do not tie or win this game, they are not in the final. Cloud9 is not guaranteed in the final. It's Na'Vi at this point that would make it. But all to play for. Cloud9, only 1 round back, can still absolutely pull this off. As Kiyoshima, bottom side of mid, has to be well aware of the fact that Glaive has pushed down and gotten to the logs. His position suggests that he's not aware of that, but given that he's not pushing, perhaps not an issue, and the deep smoke might make him reconsider when the time does come.
Great shot. Zipex continuing to find damage at the B area. Same story for dupreeh. It's a 4-on-2 with Flusher and Rush left with the impossible task of trying to crack open one of these sites. To be fair, wherever they go, they're going to have an equal battle. They go towards the B sites, there's going to be 2 players waiting there. This time it will be Zipex holding towards the ruins, and actually Glaive right down in T steps. If they can somehow recover that bomb, make their way towards B, there is a chance, as Flusher is trying to do whatever he can to pick up this C4. Drops smoke towards B just to hold them in that area, and they're going to focus their efforts towards A. Rush and his aim has looked fantastic so far. Nice display of it, and we know when Magisk likes to play in this sort of position, he will be in towards that pit. Surely they're aware of that prospect as he holds on patiently. Will he be detected?
Magisk, good find on Rush. We know how good he is at holding castle and not being moved from that position, but now he's able to transfer. Now he knows he can get inside of the site. Flusha only gets 1. And it's Astralis that will find their 11th. They start to accumulate the rounds on the CT side, and therefore money no longer becoming a factor against them, and Cloud9 starting to feel the pressure.
They're averaging out at around $3,500 per player. I don't think that's going to be enough to persuade them to buy here, but the fact only 2 Astralis players survived there, they could go for the force buy here. Be a massive gamble, not one I'd recommend at this point. But Magisk again, how good is he in this position? Even when you know he's going to be there, he seems to just negate absolutely everything in terms of grenades and does a fantastic job of making sure the round is theirs. 11-9, partial buy now from Cloud9. You can see a Tech 9 there for Flusher, some CZs, a PD50. They have got Kevlar, only a couple of flashbangs. I assume apartments is where they go. Try and flash out, get the bomb down, and dupreeh hunting for information here with the flashbangs. Doesn't see anyone towards middle, but like I said, apartments likely.
Smoke down, Rush already in front of that smoke by virtue of coming out from the door at Boiler, and certainly makes his presence known. Great headshot, finds dupreeh. It's going to be all device though, he's still waiting at this point to get baited in. 3 in front of him and he sprays the ball. Low HP on the first and the third. Made it all too easy as Glaive gets Keo back. Fresh got device. It's just him versus 3. Nade through, takes down Magisk. He's got it with 2 to remain as Glaive and Zipex have to rotate around, but bomb is down topside mid wall. And a bit of Molotov is going to make it difficult to push the smoke and get caught off.
Well, it's actually quite an effective Molotov, but it does allow Glaive to sit in the cubby for now. Bomb recovered. And what's left for Refresh here? No utility. The smoke actually helps him out somewhat. Sure, Arch is no longer an option, but he has a minute now on the clock to work out what he can do with this. Ideally, heads towards B, but you can see Glaive already thinking about that prospect and falling back through CT spawn here. If he does wrap towards the bomb site, he might have an advantage here over Zipex.
He could even catch off Glaive. If Glaive thinks this is going back to B, he just came from CT. He could have his back exposed. Refresh could have this down to a one-on-one in no time. 31 seconds. He can't afford to run, though, because he doesn't know if Glaive's gone this way or not with that smoke out of cubby. So he has to stay silent the whole way there. He should have enough time, but only just... Oh, this is perfect. He's gone exactly the way, but Glaive, he seems to have another idea. And it's the knife out because Refresh was starting to be concerned with the time. Astralis find number 12.
Great effort there from Refresh, did whatever he could, but Glaive is one of the best in terms of awareness. He knows exactly what the options are, the possibilities, and without detecting anything towards B straight away with 25 seconds remaining, he's like, you know what, there is a chance that he could be coming through the arch, and he manages to shut down Refresh with a knife out as well. Perfectly done, as it's another comfortable victory there as Glaive picks it up. 12-9, that was the eco, remember, or partial buy, if you want to call it that, with the Kevlar purchase. It's round number 22, AK's back out, no AWP on Automatics hands this time. And we'll see if there's a change of setup for the CTs. They've got 3 players towards B. We know they like to challenge that position. And Zipex, he's no different. He'll be Molotoving at the start and trying to get himself towards the barrel here. Maybe go for a spray towards those T-steps.
Zipex does try and peek it. Dodges out a nade that lands on the boards in front of him. One AK carried over. He's the one that has it. Zipex Glaive's gone back down to take the aggressive stance. That typically is the case. It's spawn dependent for who takes the early peek on Banana, and then Glaive always takes it late and tries to get aggressive or get information. Rush looking to try and find his way around against the Flames. Zipex finds automatic with that AK. Device is going to follow it up as well as he swings out from the mid wall. There's no one else available to them. Akio's going to make his entry, and he has the bomb. So this could be a huge kill for Device. If he puts him down in the same spot, bomb top mid, they have both sides covered off with Arch as well. It would be very, very limiting for Cloud9 to try and get anywhere back to either side at that point in time, because they've also got 2 men over toward Banana. Oh, missed shot. I was going to say it's an easy kill on Flush on the low HP. Device even tries to reset his position and aim, but Keo gets him back. That opens up options.
Back in the 4th round so far, but still, it's going to be Astralis with a firm upper hand. Smoke down doesn't do a whole lot for Flusher here. He'd land on the hay bale, sure, maybe he could sneak out. At this point, drops another. It's just going to shroud his vision further. Magus actually has this under lock and key. It looks like he's absolutely done. Flusher, they know exactly where he is, and down he goes. Dupree with 2 in the round, 13-9, as Cloud9, after great starts on both the first half and the second, it's when the gun rounds begin is when you can see them stifled and slowing down as the half continues. They can't really seem to pick themselves back up at this point. I feel like the money has got to the 4th state loss bonus. That's $2,900 per player. Here's Magus getting it done once again, and it should be an eco next, or at least another partial buy of the Deagle armor. That's exactly what we'll see. Dupree getting it through the smoke, no problem at all, as they can feel success. A clean sweep in the group stages here, but looks at things.
That's remarkable. Clean sweep. Going into the final, Blast Pro, one of the only titled events they've never won, interestingly enough. 2nd place, Copenhagen last year. Copenhagen this year, 3rd place.
Didn't they win Istanbul?
I was going to say, I just clued in as I was saying that. I was
it's
like,
fine.
oh yeah, Istanbul, yeah,
that's,
okay.
That's 1-0 today. I made one earlier. I made a boo-boo.
We all get mistakes, right? I make a few of them every now and then.
Every now and then.
Listen, they're trying to become 2-time winners of Blast Pro. That's what I meant. It's the only one they haven't won twice at this point. Okay. Right? They've won majors twice. One of those coming up again soon. It will be up on us. It seems months away, but faster than you know it with the holidays and then the minor cycle starting up immediately. Dupree could find in a rush. Automatic wants to try and enter out from the apartments. His timing could have been decent in doing so, if not for the fact that one solo player in Magisk was watching the door. The other 2 had their sights and priorities set elsewhere. 14-9. They've silenced the Clouds at this point because it was 3 in a row and a 1-round game. It's now 5 back in the way of Astralis.
Yeah, they're on fire. As you can see at the top of your screen, 5 in a row. His maximum loss bonus suggests Astralis are running away with this half. It is 14-9. That was the partial by the Cloud9. A couple more chances here. Remember, Matt pointed it out. If they do not win this, if they do not get a draw, they will not be making it to the grand finals. And due to the head-to-head matchup against Na'Vi, it'll be Na'Vi and Astralis in the grand final. But still, a lot to play for the third place as well. A lot of money on the line. Automatic will be dropped first.
And here's something to consider as well, and maybe if Cloud9 are astute to the fact that Na'Vi lost their game, they'll be able to do the math. Playing for overtime is actually not something you can do. You play for 15, and at 15 you get a point. At a point, they'll be ahead of Na'Vi and make the finals. So you can actually purchase a little bit differently here in how you want to force. You can concede 15 rounds and still have a chance back in it. This round is certainly one toward that mark. As Refresh gets toward the pit, Majiska emerges from the smoke, and he's got the kill. It's a 2-on-1 in favor of Cloud9 with Glaive on rotation and nowhere near the bomb. That goes down now. And C9 can finally win around back. 2 players only alive, keep in mind. So the reset potential's massive, and that would pretty much spell the end of the game for them. So they've got to win 1 or 2 in a row at the very least. Even if they play for that 15, this is the first. Kiyoshima finds the kill.
Lovely work from Refresh. You can see he's very calm. Even in the presence of 30 bullets of hell raining in his direction towards the pit, puts the smoke down, waits for the CD to push, and then manages to get full control of the A bomb site. So that was lovely stuff by him. Look, he said he's had a slow game so far, but the fact he's managed to pull that round off and save them from map points here, it's enough. If he can keep that up, there might still be a chance for Cloud9. Big round for them to pick up, but still plenty of money for Astralis. I say that, they have a full buy here with the exception of UMP. If you can win this one, we could be on for overtime. That could be a possibility. I don't see them winning this game, but if they can somehow sneak it right down to the wire, that'd be so exciting if they could do it.
Again, though, the key, if they lose this round, you go to 15,
yeah, but
you have no guns.
Sure.
So they effectively just wrap it up then and there, and there's no chance. Again, playing for overtime is enough. 15 rounds is a win to Cloud9 at this point because they get the finals. Glaive, he's got automatic down. It's the start of that potential reset, but Kio's got other ideas. He's going to give Glaive back a same taste of his own medicine, and suddenly we find ourselves back on level footing.
But that is fine, actually, for Astralis, because that's your UMP player removed, and he got a kill, right? So that's okay. You're still in a 4-on-4. Yes, technically favors the T-sub, but not a massive amount. So everyone's got an equal weapon at this point, and the problem is the CTs. Have a look at the utility. They've got 2 smokes. At this stage around, it's not a nightmare. It's certainly not ideal, as Rush has boiler room control. We'll see where the bomb's position is. Actually the bottom of B right now. Rush trying to hold presence towards A. Wait for any sort of signs from the CTs. Try and hold them there. Maybe get a pick. We'll see what he's made of here as his teammates start posturing towards the B bomb site here. They do have 3 smokes, flashbangs, and a Molotov to execute with. And there's only 1 player there right now. That's Zipex. He has got rotations coming in, though, in the form of device.
Zipex looks to the wall. Waiting on the off angle at Orange's 2 instead. Device. He's going to be working back toward the pillar. Rotated back in. Scared to be smoked off perhaps and wants to support his teammate. He now has position and his teammate perfectly baited into the equation as Zipex never had to move. He just had Flush a walk out unsuspectingly. Refresh though. Young boy and a big play. He's got 2. Rush has the kill as well. It's suddenly all on Dupree and Cloud9 have a chance to get the bomb down. They started the plant at 6 seconds, so no problem. And they might get back to back.
My goodness, Refresh. What a time to turn up. The last 2 rounds have been brilliant, but it's not done just yet. Dupree, great in the clutches here. Looks like he's just opting out of it, to be fair. It's going to be an AK. Remember, they came into this round, Matt, with 4 rifles and a UMP. That suggests that money isn't great. He knows that. If he saves the AK, they've got a fighting chance of winning the round. Otherwise, it will just be P250s and nothing else. He might as well hold on to it. He's a world-class rifler. If he goes aggressive, finds an opening pick, gets him a rifle to work with on the CT side, that could be enough. So, yes, a difficult one to let slip by, but they want to hold on to the lead, guarantee the win here. But Refresh, the fact he brings that back again, Matt, is absolutely great. He's playing against the world's best right now. He's never played on a stage of this magnitude. He's never played against this sort of opposition, and he's holding his own in these key rounds right down to the wire.
Yeah, it's individually skilled. No question he matches up. It's the experience, timing, playing off his teammates, getting that information, that's something you could question. A very slow start to this game. His slowest of all, but he finds himself now on 10 frags and 2 very important rounds when they needed them most to bring Cloud9 to 11. Astralis have decisions to make at this point in time.
Don't buy would be my call. Not worth it. You've got this nice lead at this point on the CT side. Sure, we have an AK, maybe P250s at most. I don't want to see much more than that. Just take this time just to calm yourselves down, get reassurance from the coach. Everything's okay. Those rounds, sure, they've been a little bit up and down, but we're not in the danger zone just yet. We'll see what they go for. The unpause comes through. See, I'm not chancing a lot, just making sure they calm everyone down. They're in the final, whatever happens, right? That's a lock-in. So at this point, he's just going for the clean sweep, making sure you show your dominance here. As Kyoshima brings out the MAC-10, just a note, perfect weapon against these silenced USPs. So this should be going 14-12. I say should because dupreeh, as I pointed out, it might seem like hyperbole at this point, but he is actually capable of winning the round single-handedly with the AK-47. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, this is the boost we've seen before. We saw Device do this, remember, with a P250, and it was amazing to watch. If he can pull this off of an AK and let them fully commit, this could actually win a round.
Certainly, if he waits to time it perfectly as well. Molotovs can land in that position, but will they?
If they commit to B, I feel like he can do enough in that position. It's so difficult to spot. You're not a pre-aim at all. They walk in, and they're trying to shoot the USPs off now, just to say, we just got pistols here, don't worry about us. Come on in.
He swats one, nails it. He's got the first. Now Kyo's going to call that boost, and dupreeh smartly is going to rotate off of it because there was more than enough time to identify which direction that came from. Back over on the other side, Rush trying to make amends with the loss, starts to push out toward quad. Interesting view of Device's position, only the USP. He almost has to be perfect in his timing, but they wrap inside of the site knowing that the AK's on the other side. The pistols want to get close. He's not going to let them. Glaive, even though it's at the loss of Device, still finds the kill. On top of that, Device got flushes, so it's 2 versus 4. They can still pull this off on the Astralis side. Rush has to step up, does find automatic. Additional smoke down toward Library, the first gap, and a second one. It's massive as dupreeh tries to do what he can. Gets Rush, follows it up, and it's going to be Astralis finding 15.
You could see it all coming together. That one boost was all it took. And at that point, Cloud9 just collapsed. They didn't check the bombs, they didn't check the pit, they didn't even check the graveyard when they go for the plant, and they get punished for it. If you're going to make those sort of mistakes, it's going to all fall apart for you. They were in such contention to maybe get this to overtime, and now the pressure really is on. That one boost saves the day. And we mentioned it, a player like dupreeh, even with USPs, it's enough. He gets that one kill, they pick up another weapon, they funnel them towards A where they've got a stack going on. It's just perfectly orchestrated there. Really enjoyed that. Astralis showing why they're the world's best and why it's so difficult to beat them, even if you turn up fully gassed, firing on all cylinders. And we'll see Device bring out the orb, and this could be it.
Nade goes deep. Damage should be applied. I take it back. It's only hit Kyoshima for 3. So they actually were able to detect that was coming. That one's done more. He's got to run forward, and it forces him to commit at this point. So Dipix, I think, spotted that by jumping up. He's going to back off ever so slightly, not to give the UMP the angle, but Kyo tagged on 63. You're right. This could be it. This round determines our finalists. It's Astralis, Na'Vi, or will Cloud9 pull back 4 rounds to make their way in? Our third match still going on as well. We'll get to that in a minute. Inconsequential to who plays in the best of 3 finals. Rush, boiler door. Let's see Cloud9 slowing things considerably to take their time. Have to pull one back. Automatic tag to 4. Nearly caught a reload toward the arch. Would have been Glaive to go down. He sits on 47. A bit of self-preservation with utility as well as he puts out some flames. Now a smoke. Nearly extinguishing though, and it does. Oh, flash shot. He didn't reload it. He extinguished, but he follows it up. I was going to say extinguished so far out that he left a small gap, and Flusha was able to find and do damage and then get a little lucky to follow it. Look at Refresh. He knows Majest plays the pit. He gets on top of the Vespa. And this boy's turning into a man with every single round that goes on. What a shot to read the angle. It's down to 3 on Astralis' side. So and a reset again on their behalf.
You're right there. We might not be done just yet. 5 versus 3. CT's opting to save, and Cloud9 are aware of it. They're trying to push through, and they don't check the position. Zipex, he's got 2 available to him. Wow. He'll nail 2 kills, but not quite enough to win the round. Turned into 3 very quickly. He tried to display trigger discipline as long as possible, but...
I'm impressed that he composed himself to fire at the second player coming in from the top of Banana rather than panic on the player he lost going to Ruin. So he still got 2, which is what he was good for in that position, but it wasn't the 2 you would have thought. It's still down to dupreeh, and he's going to save. So Cloud9 is going to bring this to 15-12 despite those kills on B. And 15-12 as well with the money as it is. 38 for Device, 39.50 for Zipex, 44 for Magisk. Enough. 1 gun is enough, exactly that, to buy up again for Astralis.
Remember, they won a full eco before, so 1 AK and USPs, so there's definitely cash there. But this could be the beginning of something great here. What a game is turning out to be. Cloud9 came into this tournament. No one expected a single thing, maybe an upset here or there. but they've got Astralis to round number 28. Sure, it is map and indeed match point, but they've now got an advantage in terms of the cash. The buy comes through from Astralis. Winning this round is everything for Cloud9. This would break them, as a CZ is in the hands of Glaive. We'll see an AK save in the previous round for Dupree. A couple of M4s, like you mentioned, the money wasn't too bad. An AWP device for armor. I would call this a full buy pretty much, considering devices, AWP is out there, and we'll see if he wants to go for that first pick. We will see, as they send two players towards B at the very start. Grenades exchange, it's going to be Zipex and Glaive doing a little bit of damage there towards automatic, 25 to be exact. Grenades are the name of the game for Astralis, not as effective this time. And device, he'll be tagged up. Remember, he is very vulnerable to any sort of bullets or explosives, as he has no armor. It makes you very squishy indeed.
Waits for the Molotov. Quick pop flash so we can clear out the top corner. Sandbags confirmed as not a threat, and now they can set up for execution. Bomb still down toward T-stairs. Someone's going to have to go back and get that minute to play with. And if they are clearing angles in such a fashion, B is a possibility. They want to try and get as much map control on A, though, to give themselves options. They can fall back if it's required. That Molotov might force the hand. Just as they wanted to peek out toward mid-wall, the smoke indicates time for a counter Molotov. Rush isn't done with it, though. He wants to hold them at bay at the very least. And he has forced a bit of a rotation.
Well, it is Glaive alone here, and he has only got the pistol, remember. He needs to buy as much time as he can. Good job to stay alive, but he's got four very angry terrorists making their way through. They're dropping the smokes towards spawn coffins. The incendiary to buy a little bit of time. Rotations coming through. Zipex there with the rifle, looking for kills here. Gonna find the first. Drops the bomb. Needs multiple frags here. Glaive now compromised. Stuck in the new boxes. Needs a frag here. Can't get it. It will be a 3 versus 3 as the shots rattle through the smoke, and they might just be giving this one up.
May have to let this go to 15-13. Cloud9 not out of this at all. 3-on-3, and Zipex getting back in, committed to the spray. If he had faded off inside of the smoke sooner, there's a chance he stays alive in it. Magisk isn't done. Magisk finds Keo, but Refresh finds him in return. Device gets the shot at range. It's a 2-on-1, but is it too little too late? They aren't on top of it. The kit goes down, and Device, he's committed. He's already in. He can pick up the kit on the way by. It's automatic and has to hold this off for Cloud9. He does exactly that, and Astralis don't save a weapon.
I don't know what changed their mind. I think the right call there was save the 3 rifles you had. Now it's full eco time. It's going to come down to round number 30 if they're going to have a chance of closing this one out. My God, Cloud9 turning it up as we get to the latter stages here. Remember, a draw would be enough for them to get to the grand final against this very team. It's Na'Vi waiting in the wings right now on the edge of their seats after losing to MIBR, hoping that Astralis can do it at this point. They'll be rooting for them, absolutely. The Cloud9 have woken up just at the right time. Automatic was brave to peek that at the end as well. Could have played the bomb, wanted to challenge, sends a message out to Astralis, and now they are full eco. My God, how have they done this?
(15-13) still. Cloud9 with a chance to get to 14 if this goes into round 30. Again, a tie would do it. Na'Vi has got to be sitting, biting their lips right now. They have got to be fretting the possibility of not making it to a final for simply getting blown out by MIBR 16-2, who have MIBR no chance of making the finals. They just spoil at that point. Yeah, if you're Na'Vi, what you want to end the year? Sitting here watching your finals slip away?
You have no control over the situation, hoping Astralis can be their world's best. But for now, USPs, no armor. I can't believe we're going to round 30. It felt like it was just a statement we had to say at 15-10. We're like, well, there's a chance I could bring it back, but they've actually made it possible.
Cloud9 looking focused, looking very encouraging, I have to say. This is great to see them back to some form, as well as we found the fact that, you mentioned it, they won the major to start the year, and then it was all downhill after some roster changes. Rush, good damage. Contact already on a Glaive. It was a full eco win that drew this out as it was for Astralis. They had the 1 AK. This time they don't have that, but they have the crossfires, and they've got another kill from a Glaive trying to shoulder peek and get the headshot in toward automatic. Can't do it. We go down to just Zipex and Magisk. So round 30 looking extremely likely at this point in time. The bomb has yet to decide if it's going to wrap or return to the A site. It will go towards CT. Good positioning from Zipex, clever, but it doesn't matter. Both kills come through, and this is it for Cloud9. If they tie this game, they make the final.
Just to reiterate, there is no overtime. You're probably seeing the hype online as to what could be happening here. It is Cloud9 who are 1 round away from the grand final. Na'Vi, it should have been theirs, but a very disappointing game against MIBR have led them to this position. 1 round decides the fate of 2 teams. Will it be Cloud9 or Na'Vi in the final coming up next? AK's out in full force, no AWP device, no kits map. This is actually advantage Cloud9 in round 30.
Start off with utility deep and Glaive to babysit as he often does. He's going to burrow in by the logs. This is a standard play from Astralis, and Glaive knows the timing of it very well. It's allowed the early rotation as well to give a 4th player onto the A site. No one playing aggressively toward Arch. In fact, excuse me, toward Quad. In fact, they've kind of jostled over position. No AWP on either side, just to note as well. So all rifles and all pace. Deep smoke potentially to try and get Glaive out at this point in time, but he knows there's a Molotov to his left. They find automatic jumping through. He now has to get out. No nades aside from 1 on refresh. That's not enough to do damage to Glaive. Glaive's not enough to get away, though. He's got Flush It down, and he's got Xyp9x firing to make sure that he runs back up. 2-man. And none in response so far from Cloud9, so it's back over to the other side of the map instead. How close yet how far are they from tying this game, from getting that point they need? Refresh. He gets 1 gifted. He's found another. The young man shows up. Magisk down inside a castle. Nearly swings to Dupree, but he got rushed beforehand. It's traded by Keo, and it's all on Keo. 1 versus 2. He gets deep inside of the site, knowing the flank was coming in from Xyp9x. He's got to hold on. Timing from Glaive. He's got work inside of the libraries. He's got no smoke in front, and it's Xyp9x on the back door who clutches it for Astralis. Now they can count their lucky stars, because they'll play Astralis in the final.
An exciting finish to an epic game there. It looked like Refresh could have been the star that shone the brightest.